Right up where they're going. So.
Yeah, the PowerPoint's already been shared, so we can just start the slides and then we can pick it apart. Yeah.
Alaska. Southers. The Alaska that's below me.
Yes, exactly.
It's number 5.
I'll be a shoulder again.
Because there's some opposition to the first place.
Good. Obviously.
You born and enjoy this song.
Yeah. Tweet back. Old versions. What would be that, but my seems to think. On this session, go today. So I will watch the operation. That's some assistance.
So you had that egg, ecstasy and egg.
Thank you.
How old is your sister?
She, the before.
Did they get it to me?
So they'll actually have to make a motion. So like, wow, so and talk about.
Make a motion, another one.
Second, and then you can list lots of rushing to sort. So. I didn't get shot down. So. Shot.
My wife was supposed to tell me before. Shouldn't wait for him. So they took search bank around there. They take me and but it's getting on the track now. If those kept her. Saturday. So that lady.
I'm good. She said that she was having some work done.
So they go so yes, we just go up this here.
It's not okay.
But she had.
Yeah,
She had
that's
no strange. A series of those things. She went down. So. They had that. To get the clothes and. It's the name. Well, give them a chance to go to this. So they're there, sister black, but she should wait around.
Three of the the 70s stars was completely out. Was that vegetative state? So my goodness.
You know, she told her some Jerry Bush.
Free to her. Rest, so.
Cypress. So to be, so you know, so you're together. Where we go? You know, I work here.
Yeah, it really got it.
Gotcha. You do that. One of them that I was, the input of the 15. What did you say? Ever heard of it? We've heard him. Okay, here comes John. We can start with that. Are we set up on the computer? Recording?
Yeah.
We are gonna vote on this table.
Yeah, you can do that first.
Yeah. Yeah. So we can claim.
All right, we are going to call the July 13th, 2023 Development Commission meeting to order with pledge of allegiance. Please stand. This flag. Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, our first order of business is to call for a vote to table case number 5, Gender Road. Go move. Okay, we got our 18 there. All right, please call a roll for tabling.
It's just a motion, Chair, so we've got you.
We're good?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. All those in favor? Aye. Aye. Okay, case number 5 is tabled. Just in time. Okay, let's get on with the agenda. Case number 1. Z23-019 210 Winter Avenue.
Please see your supplemental packet for a site plan dated 7/13/23 and one letter of opposition from neighbor. The 3.2 acre site consists of one undeveloped parcel and former public right of way in the ARLD Apartment Residential District and I Institutional District. The requested CPD Commercial Plan Development District will permit the site to be redeveloped with a parking lot for the exclusive use of Ohio State East Hospital. North of this site is undeveloped land in the ARLD Apartment Residential District and single unit dwellings in the undeveloped land and single unit dwellings in the R2F Residential District. East of the site is the Ohio State East Hospital campus in the I Institutional District. West of the site is multi-unit residential development in the ARLD Apartment Residential District. The site is within the planning boundaries of the Near East Area Plan, which does not contain a specific land use recommendation for this location. However, the plan does give guidelines regarding screening and landscaping for parking lots. The site is located within the boundaries of the Near East Area Commission, whose recommendation is for approval. The CPD text includes use restrictions and supplemental development standards addressing parking setbacks, traffic access, tree preservation, fencing, landscaping, and includes a commitment to develop the site in accordance with the submitted site plan. A code modification to the parking setback is included in the text. The proposed CPD Commercial Plan Development District permits the site to be redeveloped with a parking lot for Ohio State East Hospital. While the Near East Area Plan does not contain a specific land use recommendation for this site, the plan does specify design guidelines for parking lots, including screening from adjacent public streets with a 4-foot-high decorative metal tube or solid metal bar fence, and landscaping or masonry or stone wall and buffering between the parking lot and adjacent residential uses. The applicant is proposing a 4 to 6 foot tall metal fence with landscape buffer as shown on the site plan and in Exhibit A. The Department of Public Service notes that there will need to be resolution regarding the ratio of accessible parking spaces to total parking spaces for the site and whether or not accessible parking spaces would need to be added to this parking area. Their comment regarding the third vision triangle has been addressed with the 7/13/23 site plan. And speaking to Daniel earlier and clarify if needed, our city department's recommendation is for full support now.
Okay. Okay, traffic issues, Dan.
We're going to continue to work with the applicant in the final site compliance process to make sure that we is met. That highly unlikely to affect this site. If there's any more ADA spaces that are needed, they would likely be closer to the actual hospital.
Right.
Site.
Okay, Kathy
no comments.
and Chris.
No further comments.
Okay, is anyone here to speak regarding case number 1 tonight? No speakers.
Jeffrey,
Did you raise your hand, sir?
I'm in opposition.
Okay, Jeff, you want to,
sure. I'm Jeffrey L. Brown, Special Counsel for the Ohio State University.
I'm Annie Marsko. I'm Assistant Vice President for Local Government and Community Relations for the Wexner Medical Center.
As you saw from the aerial, this property is just to the west of the main campus. And so we have right now approximately 1,200 employees and 200 part-time plus students. And we also have our clientele, patients and their family. We've had a lot of complaints of inadequate parking. This provides a solution for that issue. It also removes cars from the street and puts them on the lot. As you know, the Near East Area Commission has a very thorough review process. They have a zoning committee, they have a planning committee, they have an on-site on the Saturday, and then they have the full commission. When we were done with that process, they recommended 12-0 approval of this request. We've landscaped on all 4 sides of this block. We have it's a 4-foot fence. They asked us to lower that. We did that. The fence originally was on the perimeter in front of the landscaping. It is now behind the landscaping. And we bumped up the minimum size of the shrubbery at installation to 3 feet when the code only requires 2. So there is a need for this. We were asked at the area commission about why aren't you doing a parking garage? And that is being considered in the planning process. But those of you who have grown up on the east side know this hospital has a very old tower, and sooner or later a new tower is going to have to be constructed. We are just not at the stage where we can figure out where to put a parking structure, and if we put it in the wrong location when it comes to doing the new tower, then we really screwed up the site. In addition to that, for those of you who go up at OSU, up at campus, we do have structured parking there, but we have to charge for that. The parking at this hospital on the east side is free parking. But we are considering that, and the commission has made us aware that they would not be supportive of any additional parking in the area. But there is a need. This solves the need. We've landscaped it and fenced it appropriately, and we think, given the recommendation of the area commission and of staff, that it's an appropriate use of this property.
okay, any questions of Jeff? Okay, let's have our speaker and then we'll call you back to the microphone if we have any questions. If you come forward, give us your name for the record and tell us what's on your mind, sir.
My name is Ahmed Abdul Rahman. When I came out of the Vietnam War, on the property taxes, it's Richard Melton Lacey. First of all, I'd like to thank you for letting me show my opposition to this parking lot. Dear sir, please be advised, I'm in total opposition to the building, to the proposed rezoning and building of a parking lot on Winter Avenue by OSU. My reasons for this opposition are as follows. A, the children in the neighborhood. B, the crime in the neighborhood. C, the pollution and climate change in the neighborhood. D, the devaluation of my property in the neighborhood. E, the low percentage of African American employees by OSU in the neighborhood. F, the nonsensical building of a parking lot on Winter Avenue when you have 10 acres right across the street to build on? G, the building of a parking lot next to my property to seemingly have me replaced. 1A, on women you have children, Columbus East High School and Champion Junior High, which I'm an alumni of. My children and grandchildren reside in this neighborhood. A parking lot means more vehicles. More of that means more accidents to children. This is unacceptable. Build it across the street. 1B, more cars, trucks means more break-ins. It's a high crime area. It's going to spill over when somebody breaks in a car. They're going to be looking at our homes to break in. Break in for more cars and more crime to other people's homes and cars. This is unacceptable. Build it, please, across the street. 1C, more cars and trucks means more gas. More gas means the children and the elderly, like myself, inhaling more fumes and making us sick. This is unacceptable. Build it across the street or don't build it. Climate change is real. 1D, when it rains, because we are on a hill, the water will hurt the foundation of my home and devalue my property. My dad and mom bought this home in 1952. I love it there. And my job is only 5 minutes from my home. I will not move nor sell it. I'm going to pay my property taxes and I'm going to pay them up for the whole year. 1E, OSU should be concentrating on hiring more African Americans in this community since they reside in an African American community, instead of making it difficult for us to live in the community. Why build on winter when you have 10 acres across the street? Something sounds wrong. 1G, I do not want to move, and please don't force me out of my dad and mom's home. I am praying this stops the building of this unnecessary parking lot. We do not need it. It makes no sense except to put extra money in someone's pocket who doesn't even live in the neighborhood. And please, don't get me wrong. OSU East has helped many people. I got a bad sciatic nerve problem. OSU East helped me. I'm thankful for that hospital across the street. I love that hospital. But we don't need a new parking lot when you have 10 acres across the street, a parking lot on Taylor, a parking lot on Clifton. We don't need it. So I am thankful for OSU East Hospital. But for the parking lot, I'm unthankful. Sincerely, I'm going to drop man. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, sir. Could you show us on the map there where your home is located relative to the site plan?
Hawthorne's toward the bottom of the screen.
This is Hawthorne, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
This is the site they want to build on.
right. Now, where would your house be relative to that? Are you on Hawthorne?
My house. Well, this is Hawthorne,
That's Hughes going up.
1379 Hawthorne. This is used, so my house has to be. Has to be over here. It's the only house on Hawthorne Avenue.
It's a little,
No, I don't
to the east is there.
Hmm?
Yeah. Businesses on that line.
Yeah, this right here. So you see, here is my home. Here, I have about an acre of land. Here is land here and land here that no one is touching. I'm quite sure they're going to build a hospital here. In fact, I was told by one of the people from the hospital, an architect, said, hey, we're going to have a nursing school here. That's fine. I welcome that. But my position is, if you're going to do that, then why build this? You're only going to be able to put 10 cars here.
All right, let's get the applicant back. Thank you very much for your input. Jeff, is the hospital to the right of that big parking lot there?
Yes, if you go look from here all the way over to whatever the street is. Halo is the hospital. So that area has been developed. I think he's think we're doing something over here, it sounds like. So this is the lot, this is no longer a public street, the hospital, university bought this. So when you look at this property, you can see there's some major trees right in here. If you look at our site plan, you can see really there's a north part of the lot and the south part of the lot. We're incorporating those trees right here in the middle. We're also landscaping on all four sides of the property where we don't really have to with this eternal tree, but that's something we did for the neighborhood. So OSU would not spend the money to do this lot if they didn't have a need. And so this helps us here with our employees, our customers, their visitors. It keeps cars off the street. The only curb cut we have is an internal one here that allows you to go up the Dale Hill or come down the Hawthorne. So we are not creating any additional conflict points or anything like that. And so this lot is going to be better looking than the existing lot right across the street.
Yeah, that lot doesn't look like it has any landscaping on the edge.
Right. So, it's a new world, new requirements and everything. This is gonna be done properly in terms of today's standards.
All
So,
right, and I know from experience, when you put a parking lot of at least 10,000 square feet, you must have an underground storm sewer.
yes, part of that, if you look at the site plan, we are doing underground stormwater storage as opposed when CMHA did their development, that green area to the north of our lot, that's a retention pond, dry basin.
Okay.
And so we are doing all underground, so any water and per the city requirement will hit our property, go underneath, and then you're released into the storm system. So there shouldn't be any
It
change.
just all flows in.
Yes, that all has to be engineered and approved by the city before they'll release the permit.
Right. Okay, any other questions?
I
Yes.
just want to make sure, are you aware of exactly where the parking lot is going to be? Because it seemed like there might have been a little confusion. So we just want to make sure you're fully aware of exactly where that parking lot is going to be.
The reason why I think I know where the parking lot is going to be is because there was some gentleman over there looking at that space. Horseshoe Hospital just bought that land. The gentleman that owned the land came to me and asked me about buying it. I said, you want too much. That land, here is Hawthorne, here is Winter, and the lot sits right on Winter and Hawthorne.
The land that you speak of in your letter that's to the north, where you think the parking lot ought to be built, that's where they
It's
would
on the
build
north
it.
side.
That's where they wish to build it.
It's not opposite your
It's
house,
not,
it's catty corner.
it's catty corner and north.
This is Hawthorne.
Right.
This is the existing parking lot. Your house is right here, and you own this vacant ground, you said to
Here.
here. Okay, we are building a new lot over here, across the street.
What are you doing with this here?
We're not doing anything on the south side of Hawthorne. Nothing.
That's what I was told.
Well, I don't know.
Well,
There's no zoning application on the south side of Hawthorne.
Then, gentlemen, I beg your indulgence and forgive me.
well, we appreciate your input and we know every man's home is his castle and you have a right to find out the answer. So
I have to apologize to you, to the commissioner for taking up your time, to the attorneys for OSU, and I will leave with my tail between my legs.
let me tell you something. No, you can walk out with your head up high. When you stay in your parents' house,
I'm very sorry. Please forgive me.
we like you, we like you.
I wish I could take everybody to dinner. I apologize, please.
Well, on those good notes, we need a,
Yes. Can I make a request? Look at the parking lot and also the area we looked at. That area is devoid of vegetation. Can you introduce some trees along the perimeter of the parking lot?
Well, we have trees as well as landscaping that goes all around the parking lot. So we've got new trees and they're already street trees on Hawthorne. But we'll be doing new trees on the other all the other three sides of the block.
And I should say that I know the existing parking lot looks like it has no shrubs or landscaping around it. It does now. It's just
Okay.
an older photo.
okay.
Thank you.
And the OSU is working with the neighborhood on two different initiatives about planting more trees in the neighborhood.
Yes, so we're gonna do an Arbor Blitz actually with the city of Columbus in the fall, and we're gonna do a tree giveaway in the spring to try to bring more.
Well,
trees.
the neighborhood commission voted 12-0 to support this, so I think it makes sense and the fine tuning of the shrubbery height and the fence height all makes sense, and I think everybody's happy. He just thought it was right in his face. Okay, I need a motion to vote.
Oh, no, you need to adopt the site plan.
Oh, that's right. We need a motion to adopt the 713 site plan.
So moved.
Okay, our team's in force here. Now, I need to vote again, a motion to.
Well, you need to vote on that motion.
We gotta.
Vote on the site plan motion.
All right, all those in favor of 713-23? Aye. Okay, but now let's have it.
Move to vote
John?
on this issue.
Okay,
Second.
okay, Janice. All right. Please call the roll.
Janice H. Franklin,
Yeah.
John Ingerson,
Yes.
Kay, I apologize, Mukwe,
Got it.
Yes.
and David Carey.
Yes.
And me too. I voted yes.
I don't have it on the top of the list.
All right,
Thank you very much.
thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, on to case number 2. Z23-029, 968 West Mound Street.
The chairman, I think we're.
Oh,
Got my head.
it slipped out of my hand. Okay, case number 2 actually is, I was just fooling. 723, Z23-001, 601 Freebus Avenue.
0.28 acre sites undeveloped in the C4 commercial and P1 parking districts. The requested R4 residential district will permit a single unit dwelling with detached garage on each of the 3 lots. North of the site is a religious facility in the C4 Commercial District and R4 Residential District. To the south and east of the site are single-unit dwellings in the R4 Residential District. West of the site is a multi-unit residential development in the R4 Residential District. Companion Council Variance CV 23-005 has been filed and includes variances to lot width, lot size, and landscaping requirements. That request will be heard by City Council and will not be considered at this Development Commission meeting. The site is within the planning area of the South Side Plan, which recommends medium, high density residential land uses at this location. The site is located within the boundaries of the Columbus South Side Area Commission, whose recommendation is for approval. The requested R4 residential district will permit the redevelopment of the site with 3 single-unit dwellings on 3 lots. The South Side Plan recommends medium high-density residential consistent with the proposed R4 district and single-unit dwelling development. While the proposed density is lower than what is recommended, staff notes that the proposed density is comparable to neighboring single-unit residential developments in the area. The City Department's recommendation is for approval.
Okay, any questions? Dan, traffic,
No traffic issues.
and Kathy,
No recreation parks concerns.
and Chris?
No further comment.
All right, is anyone here to speak regarding case number 2? We'll read this out. Okay, you have nobody here to oppose you. You have staff approval and area commission. Do you want to add anything to the presentation?
Happy to answer any questions.
All right, give us your name for the record, so,
John Stevenson, attorney for the applicant.
okay, any questions of Mr. Stevens? Okay, who would like to make the first offering of the motion to vote?
Second.
Okay, all those in favor of voting? Okay, please call a roll.
John Ingerson,
Yes.
Kay Ngwe,
Yes.
David Carey,
Yes.
Janice Keys Shanklin,
Yes.
Chair Fitzpatrick.
Yes, you are approved.
Thank you.
Okay, now we'll go to case number 3. Z 23-029, 968 West Mountain.
The 0.8 acre site consists of 5 parcels developed with a variety of commercial buildings in the C4 commercial district. The proposed LN limited manufacturing district will permit warehousing, storage, and sales uses, all of which are less objectionable manufacturing uses, and will also permit the site to be developed in the future with C4 commercial development. North of this site is right-of-way for Interstate 70. East and west of the site are commercial buildings in the C4 commercial district, and south of the site is Mount Calvary Cemetery in the R Rural District within Franklin Township. The site is within the West Franklinton Plan, which recommends community commercial land uses for this location. The site is located within the boundaries of the Franklinton Area Commission's recommendation, which is for approval, and it was conditioned on the applicant converting this request into an LN district, which the applicant has satisfied. The limitation text contains use restrictions limiting the site to warehousing, storage, and sales uses, and all C4 uses. No other commitments are proposed. The requested LN limited manufacturing district permits warehousing, storage, and sales uses, and also permits future C4 commercial redevelopment of the site. While the West Franklinton Plan recommends community commercial land uses at this location, the proposed LN district is supportable as it permits a variety of limited manufacturing uses and permits the site to be redeveloped with commercial uses in the future, consistent with the plan's recommendation, and therefore City Department's recommendation is approval.
Okay, questions or comments? Okay, traffic then,
No traffic issues.
Kathy,
No recreation parks.
and Chris, planning.
No further comments.
Okay, is anyone here to speak regarding case number 3 on Mound Street? No speakers. Give us your name for the record.
My name is Steve Stroh. I'm with Jack Walters and Associates Architects and Engineers representing the owner.
All right, would you like to add anything to the staff's presentation? Well, let's get on about it.
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
Have you done preliminary site compliance on this?
Yes, I had preliminary site compliance meeting yesterday.
Are you gonna have a right-of-way issue with I-70 and your buildings and your storage behind, between you and 70 East. I just would look at that because I've
Right.
done stuff down the street and you got to go through BZA. So just be sure that your timetables include that if it's there.
Okay, when we get to redeveloping, we'll look at that. All right. But we're voting on whether it's a reasonable and appropriate use. And you're on your own when you get to those guys. Okay, that being said, I need a couple vouchers here.
Move that we vote.
Yes, that we vote.
Yes.
John? And
Second.
Janice, okay. Okay, we are, all those in favor of voting tonight, say aye. Aye. Okay, please call the roll.
Caleb Mukwe,
Yes.
David Carey. Yes. Janice Keely,
Yes.
John Wilson,
Yes.
Chair Fitzpatrick.
Yes, you're approved. Great, thank you. Okay, that brings us to case number 4. Z23-027, 919 Low Street.
The site consists of 2 undeveloped parcels zoned in the R4 residential district. The requested M manufacturing district will permit vehicle storage at this location. Additionally, the site is located within the boundaries of the I-675 Central Overlay. To the north of the site are single-unit dwellings in the M manufacturing district. To the south is undeveloped land and manufacturing uses in the M manufacturing district. To the east is a parking lot in the R4 residential and M manufacturing districts. And to the west is undeveloped land from the M manufacturing district. Besides, within the planning area of the Milo Grove neighborhood plan, which recommends heavy industrial land uses at this location. The plan also includes the early adoption of Columbus citywide planning policies, CTP2 design guidelines. The requested M manufacturing district will permit vehicle storage at this location. Staff supports the requested M manufacturing district as it is consistent with the Milo Grove neighborhood plan's recommendation for heavy industrial land uses and with the overall zoning and development pattern in the surrounding area. City Department's recommendation is for approval. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Questions? Dave?
No traffic issues.
And Kevin?
No recreation parks concerns.
Chris, planning?
No further comments.
Okay, is anyone here to speak regarding case number 4? Low Street? Nobody. Would you like to add anything to the staff's presentation?
No,
Okay, give us your names for the record.
my name's Robin Adams, property owner.
Okay,
Dustin Mondrak on behalf of Millman Architects.
okay. All right, again, I need a starter.
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Gotta get the right initials here. All those in favor of voting, please say aye.
Aye.
Please call the roll.
David Carey. Yes. Janice Keely,
Yes.
John Wilson,
Yes.
David Mukwe,
Yes.
Chair Fitzpatrick.
Yes, you are approved.
Thank you.
As we took action earlier, case number 5 has been tabled. That brings us to case number 6. Z23-025, 1217 Mount Vernon Avenue.
The 0.66 acre site consists of 1 parcel developed with a funeral home in the CPD Commercial Plan Development District. The property is subject to the Mount Vernon Urban Commercial Overlay. The requested CPD district updates permitted uses to allow a religious facility, offices, and a charter school in addition to the funeral home. North of the site is a mix of residential and commercial uses in the C3 commercial, ARLD apartment residential, and R3 residential districts. South of the site is a school in the R2F residential district. East of the site is a mixed-use development in the ARLD apartment residential district. And west of the site is a parking lot in the R2F residential district. The site is in the Near East area plan, which recommends higher density residential and mixed-use land uses for part of the site. The site is located within the boundaries of the Near East Area Commission, whose recommendation is for approval. The CPD text includes use restrictions and supplemental development standards addressing building and parking setbacks, traffic access, tree preservation, landscaping, fencing, building treatments, and includes a commitment to develop the site in accordance with the site plan. Code modifications to urban commercial overlay, building design, and fencing standards, parking lot landscaping, and a parking reduction from 60 required spaces to 41 provided spaces are included in the text. The proposed CPD commercial plan development district permits religious facility, office, charter school, and funeral home uses. The CPD text and site plan show the preservation of existing wrought iron fencing along Mount Vernon frontage with planted landscaping, bicycle racks to account for the requested parking space reduction, consistent with Near East area plans guidelines for parking lots. The permitted uses are consistent with the plan recommendation for higher density residential and mixed use land use recommendation, the mixed use zoning and development pattern of Mount Vernon, and does not add incompatible uses to the area. The Department of Public Service has the following unresolved issue. The Division of Parking Services will not require a parking study if the site plan and text are revised to add an additional 4th bike rack to accommodate additional bicycle parking. And upon resolution of that item, the city departments can be in full support, but we are in conditional approval right now.
Okay, the staff has asked for like one more staple. And traffic issues?
That essentially is it. The applicant might be confused. In the previous proposal for this, there were 2 accesses shown, and we had made the comment to close 1 access. The plan that is included with the original staff material shows the western access point as fenced off and only going to be open during the assembly use on the property. We had indicated we were okay with that. That may not have made it to the applicant. So the plan that is just got shown around, I believe, and was sent to me like at 4 o'clock.
I know that was me.
Yeah. So that shows the access closed. We're fine either way,
Okay.
however you want to do it. One thing that did come up is between the initial staff review and development commission, the parking calculations seem to have changed, which brought the site from below the threshold for parking study to slightly above the threshold. And so when we went back to our parking staff, that's what resulted for the request for that. There's 3 bike racks right now shown on the plan, and we're just asking for a 4th bike rack in that same area. And that also may not have made it to you.
Yeah, I didn't get that. Yeah, the one I passed around today, and I apologize, I've been kind of swamped this week and last week and the week before, but the pastor said that they're not using that access point on the west side, so we're fine, just closing it, restoring the curb cut there, and then we'll add the 4th bike rack. But this, I don't know, I might have passed around just a page from another project as well, passing them around. I apologize, I'm kind of busy. But yeah, we want to do everything you guys want us to do. So bike rack, close the second entrance to it. Oh yeah, that's somebody else's. That's somebody else's project.
Let me ask you, if you close that western curb cut, will you carry the existing wrought iron fence and add to it, or?
Actually, there's a pair of decorative gates. We were just gonna close them and lock them.
Okay.
Because they're kind of pretty. Once painted, they need a little taken care of, but.
All right, well, that answers that. Okay. Any other questions or comments?
So this CPD plan is of 7/12/23 is what you're gonna go with.
Yes,
And if you want that curb cut again, you're gonna have to come in and
right.
revise the
And we'll have
CPD.
to add a 4th bike rack.
Yes. So we can include a motion to Jane add a 4th bike rack to your approval on that plan.
And we'll put a motion in to go ahead and close that western access point.
If that's what's shown on that site plan, then that's what you guys are voting. I haven't even seen it.
It does say it's to be
Do you
removed.
do you want that western access point with the gates permanently closed? Are you okay with that, or would you rather just lock the gates?
I'm gonna lock it.
You would like to lock the gates?
Just lock the gates, okay, that simplifies.
What I could do is change the site plan, send it back to you guys, Tim and Daniel, show it just lot.
So I think that's what's shown in your packet.
Right.
If you look at that, that has the fencing there, the curb cut remains. However, a fourth bike rack will need to be added in that kind of north.
And there's room
Basic
for it.
requirements,
Yeah.
yes.
So the 6/18/23 plan is the operative plan
Yeah.
With a fourth bike.
with the fourth bike rack.
Like,
Okay,
To get full city support, if that's what you guys want to move forward with, we can do that.
All right, so the motion we need to hear is to accept the 6/18/23 site plan with the inclusion of a fourth bike rack. Would I get a motion for that?
so moved.
Logan, okay. Okay, all those in favor of voting,
No,
of accepting the motion, okay?
I,
Aye. Okay, now the motion to vote.
It's gonna look.
Okay.
good.
It's a tie. Okay, you both get credit for that. All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, please call the roll.
Janice Keith Shanklin,
Yes.
John Ingleson,
Yes.
Dave Mukwe,
Yes.
David Carey. Yes. Jeffrey Spectrum.
Yes, you are approved.
Thank you very much.
And that concludes tonight's festivities. So would you like to?
Thanks.
Okay. See you next month. I gotta tell your brother, I got it. That's all.
Good. He
Stop that.
does him.
Oh, early?
Oh,
It's just something about it, so.
oh, geez.